Hello, everyone. Welcome to your week ahead energy reading for the week of the 26th of January 2025. I am likely going to also record a bit of an update on the energy I've been leaning into this week and recognizing that there is maybe a message there that could help you navigate the current challenging times that we're sitting in right now. But I do want to dive into the tarot first because that might reinforce that message or add to it for us. As I was shuffling, the Ten of Pentacles flipped over 2 times to try and come out of the deck. So that wanted to come out, which seems like a beautiful place to start. But let's see what wants to come through for the Mind, Body, Soul Transformation Collective for the week ahead. Hope you've had a beautiful weekend or are having a beautiful weekend. Long weekend for us in Australia this weekend. Messages for the week ahead that are of the light and for the best and highest good of all. What do we need to know? What do we need to know, Spirit? Okay. What do we need to know? Gonna this card was sticking out the top and I was like, I'm just going to see what that is. All right, it wants to be out, so it's coming out. Ten of Pentacles, which is really like ultimate happiness. It's that fulfillment in all important aspects of life, really. Your pentacle world, your career, your finances, your family, love, resources. Ooh. It's too many, Spirit. The Sun. Wow. Well, this is not how the energy is feeling to me, so this is really nice to feel like it's turning around. Although one of the things that I've been reflecting on is the importance of just choosing what we're giving our energy to, what we're focusing on. Kind of a Seven of Wands kind of energy. What else do we need to know, Spirit? The Three of Wands just tried to flip over twice as well, which is heartbreak. So that's the dichotomy here that we're sitting within really is, are we getting drawn into all that's going on in the world and feeling, not knowing what to focus on, what to believe, what to read into things, what to pour our energy into. Yeah. Anything else? I do. That's the card I was feeling. Okay. Confirming the energy that I have been sitting with along with the cards in front of me here. Seven of Wands, protecting your energy. Not letting the events that are taking place around you affect your energy, focusing on what it is important for you to give your energy to. And I want to make this really clear because this is what I was going to speak to in the video I was planning on recording, is that doesn't mean ignoring something that truly is igniting something within you. Like that sacred rage that is fueling within you is important, but what is equally important is choosing to use that in a constructive way, a way that doesn't add to division and this idea of duality and judgment. It is, how can you respond and use that fire that is burning within you to make positive change within the world. And for those things where, and that might be on the global scale, on the collective scale, it may just be looking within at that thing that's triggering you and thinking, why? What is some inner healing I need to do in this place? Or how can I change how I'm showing up in my relationships around me to stop that theme showing up in my immediate circle? And that has a ripple effect. So, as I already said, we started with the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun and the King of Cups. which to me was this really energy of focusing on what is important to us, what lights us up, what makes us happy, and allowing that to be the focus of what the things we're putting our energy into, pouring our energy into, staying grounded in our heart-led energy and even in our emotions, letting our emotions flow with the King of Cups, but in a very healthy way. Coming back to that sacred rage again, like rage and anger is important, but how can we use that in a healthy way? Despair and empathy the same. Like, it's really easy to get on social media or turn on the news right now, maybe stay off the news, and feel just utter despair for the events that are taking place. And the other thing I've been reflecting on a little bit is a bit of the smoke show that's happening right now, in terms of there is so much being thrown out there, and there are true legitimate events taking place that are absolutely devastating, no doubt about that, and have been for some time. And there's a lot of talk about doing new things, or even recent action of doing things that probably are rubbing up against many of our values. And the message that's been coming through for me is that that's all for a reason. Like, they're doing this for a reason. And it is to incite a response from us in terms of feeding into that energy. And it's all happening super quickly. It's one after another, after another, after another. And it's hard to know right now what is real, what is not real, what's really going to happen, what's just blunder. And it's so tempting to feel like the world is out of control and get caught in that cycle of focusing on that rather than focusing on the things that we can positively change, the things that are light within our lives, the things that fill us with joy and happiness, and really trying to pour our energy into those things. And again, they can be related to these events if that is your calling in life. But that idea of moving away from that duality piece is feeling really important in this reading as well, in terms of your calling might be to turn up and speak about climate change. Someone else's calling might be to turn up and speak about the social injustices that are happening. Someone else's calling might be to feed into their local community in a really positive way that isn't about changing or stopping any of those events, but it is pouring their energy into that. Someone else's might just be their family, and how can they pour their energy into that right now? And the message that's been coming through for me really clearly is this idea of nothing is the right or wrong thing to do right now. All of us, and I actually do mean all of us, as hard as that is to swallow, are playing our own part in this path that we're on, which is the path where we are waking up to the imbalance that is around us, and how power and resources aren't being evenly shared. And I really strongly feel that the first step in trying to tip this and actually take the power back out of those that are in power right now is to stop feeding into their energy. Stop focusing on all of the things that are happening, and really, truly take the time to connect back in with our truth, connect back in with our own energy. And think, for each of the things that comes up for you, or each of the things that you see, thinking about, do I need to react to this? Is there something I need to do with this right now, in the future? For those things that I'm feeling right now, there's so many things coming up where I'm feeling a bit torn between two realities, two truths. I'm kind of letting go of this idea of needing to know a truth, and just coming back on a few things for me of, does this matter for me right now? Do I need to pick a side to allow me to make a decision? And if I do, then I have to come back to my own truth. If I don't, if the outcome of is that right or if that is that right, irrelevant to me moving about my own life, then I'm trying to just really sit with exactly that neutrality and observation of all that is taking place, and not focusing on that, focusing on what it is I am trying to create, focusing on what it is that I am here to pour my heart energy into, focusing on what it is for me that's bringing up emotions and choosing how to channel them in a healthy way. Any other messages for us relating to this? The Magician. You create your own reality. That is the message for all of us right now. We have to remember that we are the creators, that what we focus on, what we pour our energy into, is what will come in to our own reality and the world that we are creating at this time. And the trap right now is to feed our energy into the, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say trap, into the trap being set by the elites to cause all the commotion that they're causing, and give them more power by doing so. Cause more division. Feed into exactly what they are setting out to try and achieve right now. And just standing firmly in our truth, in our own wisdom, with the owl here on this card. Anything else, Spirit? Oh, it's a Ten of Swords. So, yeah, and the ability to walk away from the chapter that we're sitting in, to walk away from the devil, to have the strength to walk away from the ways at which we're currently puppets in a system that doesn't serve us. You have the strength. Dex, Death and Rebirth sliding out there too. I was just going to, yeah. That was in the split. To me, the Two of Pentacles in this context is it's speaking to that, like staying in that balance of not needing to pick a side. Maybe don't pick this this side. It's probably not the side to pick. But even outside of this, outside of the elites that are treating us all like puppets right now and trying to make us react in the ways that we are reacting, there's still a split across so many aspects of humanity right now. And for those of us that live across different aspects of those splits, and even those of us that don't, viewing the other, or viewing both sides if you kind of straddled across two areas, from that place of neutrality, of non-judgment, of that's your story and this is my story, and coming back to what is my story in this situation. Do I need a story about this or not? Because I think we're going to have to let go of a lot of our truths in the coming years, possibly big time this year, and recognize that maybe this idea of holding on to something as gospel is what has allowed this to reign. Anything else, Spirit? High Priestess. Whew. You know, tap into your intuition. It is coming online big time. Chills as I say this. This is how you know. If you are getting gut feelings about things, spirit chills, signs out there, angel numbers, feathers, rainbows, whatever it might be. Trust that, listen to that. If you're getting downloads come through or messages come through that you don't know where they've came from, and so you're not trusting them, trust that. You can trust that more than anything that you will find out in mainstream media or being said by any of the power systems and structures that currently exist. You have the truth. You have your truth, and you'll be given what you need to know. And again, for anything else outside of that, ask yourself, do I need to know this? Does this change what I need to do right now, what I need to focus on, my next step? And if it doesn't, leave it, because that truth will come in when you need to know it. If you even do. It may be in a realm of things where that's like a past construct. This is what's coming through for me right now. That's a past construct, and that's why you're feeling so confused about it, because actually we're moving away from that even being relevant to what we do. Or we're stepping into something new. Turns out I probably don't need to do that additional video, because I've just really covered what I wanted to say in that one. Really, really intentionally choose where you're putting your energy. I'm noticing for me in the last few days that the tendency to get on Instagram and just scroll and scroll mindlessly has been increasing. And I've had so much to do that I have not had time to do that. And so it's been really frustrating, but also it's not something I would normally do. Usually if I'm scrolling Instagram, if my algorithm isn't feeding me, which I think that's also something to be mindful of, is the words that even are embedded in the use of these kind of systems speaks to how much we are actually exchanging energy by engaging in the use of these platforms. But if my algorithm isn't feeding me the content that is interesting to me or where I'm learning things, then I would usually get off and go do something else. But the last couple of days, I've really just found myself spending too much time just mindlessly scrolling, to the point where I've consciously just jumped off and started listening to audiobooks. So I do think there is a real attempt right now to capture our attention, because we're feeding energy through those platforms back to these powers. And that is what we need to be very mindful of. Is the action I'm taking right now, the response I'm giving right now, the way I'm choosing to spend my time right now, actually helping me manifest the changes I want to see in the world, the changes I want to see in my life, and create what I want in my life? And if it's not, then we need to snap out of it and divert our energy back there. And that's not going to be easy. What's coming through for me is that's not going to be easy. There's so many things right now trying to distract us, trying to pull our attention away from what we are meant to be focusing on right now, what our role is in bringing about this new earth. And that explains why we're 26 days into January, 26 days into the year, and my goodness, everything that's happened. That's why. It's to distract us. And so we need to be consciously checking in with ourselves, taking time in meditation, mindfulness, taking walks outside in nature to disconnect ourselves from whatever it is for you. It could even be the what's just come through for me is it might not even just be social media and the news and movies and music or whatever. It actually could be environments and groups of people that you are currently associated with. Workplace at 222, the 4 twos on the timer as I say that. that you're associated with that are distracting you from what you're actually meant to be doing right now. So again, if you are in those environments and feeling like totally torn away from this feeling, like this is truly aligned with me and lights me up and fills me with joy, take some time to check in with that and see maybe there's something that you need to let go of yourself or walk away from to make sure that you have the time and energy and focus to do the work you're here to do right now. That's what this is all about. And I hadn't necessarily got that when I was thinking about doing this energy update. I think I'm going to pull an oracle card. Was that the reason why this message is so important right now, aside from not feeding into them, is actually it's aimed at distracting you from your purpose, the sacred action and purpose that you are here to take right now. And again, that will look differently for all of us. So not looking at how other people are navigating this and judging them is really important. Just relating to that message, anything that we need to know around our energy being distracted and what we're here to do right now, and focusing our energy on the stuff that lights us up and what we're wanting to or needing to create, what we're here to create right now. Messages for us around that. Thank you. That one was just sticking up the top. I don't always take those, but I have now twice. And that was a number 13 card, which is also the death. That's the death card number in tarot as well, but it's precognition, psychic ability, and future vision. So I think that High Priestess energy that came through already is really important here, checking in with what your intuition is telling you, and possibly the message that more and more of us are going to have some of these abilities coming online. Anything else for us? I think I meant to go get another deck, so I'm going to go do that. Guide, illuminated path. All right, let me go get the Work Your Light deck because that just keeps repeating in my head. Divine Feminine at the bottom of that deck too. So maybe for some of us, it's actually stepping out of the need to do to respond to the stuff that's happening in your life or the stuff that's happening around the world, and actually just trusting in your path and being willing to receive that guidance, that message, that community. Trust the niggle, but a bunch of others just fell out, so I just put them back in. Messages for the week ahead for the Mind, Body, Soul Collective. Messages that are of the light for the best and highest good of all. Well, Trust the Niggle wanted to come out in the group, so we're going to take them again. So what I said, Priestess at the bottom, how are you being called to step up and lead? What are you being called to focus on right now? Trusting the niggle, what is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? Sorry, I'll show you the cards. Play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. Focusing on the things that bring you joy. Deep replenishment, if you're being called to rest right now, retreat, rest, be held, then that's what you need to be doing. Not all of us right now, and Divine Feminine would fit with that too. Not all of us need to be taking action right now. The image that just came through for me with all of the energy that's happening this year is that we're going to be working in waves. Like some of us are going to be called to take action and respond and dive in and do the work. And others of us are just being asked to rest and replenish ourselves and hold that vibration, but without that real action associated with it. And protection, call back your power, cut the cords. Where did my devil cord go? Soul retrieval. Cutting the cords. You are protected. I actually think I'm going to read that one for you, protection. Let me find it. You're being called to protect your energy and call back your power. Oh gosh, this stuff just always amazes me. May all the lost pieces return home now. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically each night. That's really good advice, actually, for all of us right now. Energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects, and events, so it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and energetic space are sacred, so treat them as such. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give our power away, so it is important that we call it back by cutting energetic cords or doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. Can you think of a traumatic event, or constant ones, relationships, or soul memory that you are being called to call back your power from? Check into your body now and see which chakra feels like it needs a bit of energetic cleanup. It just gives a little phrasing that you can use as well that I'll read out to you. I call back any lost soul fragments, power or light now. Any vows, soul contracts, hexes or programs from the past or present, from this life or others that are not in the highest good of all, I relinquish now. Any power or light that I have willingly or unwillingly given away or had taken from me, I call back now. Any cords or attachments from this life or others, I release now for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. It would be worth repeating that each day. Okay, there we have it. Protecting your energy, focusing on whatever is calling you, focus on whatever you're trying to create, and enjoy. Focus on the things that bring you joy right now. All right, goodbye everyone. Wishing you a beautiful week ahead.